It's Naya Landfall, bringing to you today a fun little spicy brew. There's been a few of these kind of running around. This is my own little take on it. Basically, your typical Landfall deck. We've got our full force step links. But then new with Zendikar Rising, we also have our Akum Hellhound cats and dogs. That's right. Working together to make some landfall triggers happen. Basically the same card. One is red, one is white. Both get +2/+2 whenever we have a land enter the battlefield under our control. In the 2-drop slot, we have a few other landfall creatures. We've got Fearless Fledgling. This one is interesting because instead of just getting +2/+2 until end of turn, it gets a +1/+1 counter on it. So it does grow a little bit slower, but also has the option of gaining flying when landfall triggers, and the counters stick around. Whereas your step links end of turn goes back to being a 0/1. So some upside with Fearless Fledgling. Wanted to try it out, especially because it is new with Zendikar Rising. We have 2 plated Geopedes, just because we needed a couple more in the 2-drop slots here. First Strike is pretty nice as well. Sometimes you need to get there with blocking or attacking. Some combat tricks you can do there. Brushfire Elemental, also new from Zendikar Rising. Basically just another creature that gets +2/+2 whenever land enters the battlefield. Has the upside of having haste, which is definitely important, but also can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less, which is also pretty handy. So you can kind of get in there even if you're under your opponent's blockers with tokens or things like that. So those are our big payoffs for the landfall triggers that we're getting. We're also running Ramen Excavator in order to get more lands or to use our lands again from our graveyard. Running one of Tireless Tracker. I could definitely see this bumping up a little bit more, but we're going to play around with it a little bit, see how it goes. Tireless Tracker, obviously very good with landfall. You get to draw more cards, draw more lands, draw more creatures, draw more threats, whatever you need. Course of Kruvix, also pretty good with the land drop deck, obviously. Also important, part of the reason I included it was because of the life gain that you get from it, just because there are so many red decks running around. But yeah, Course of Kruvix seems pretty good in a landfall shell. One Knight of Autumn, again because of prowess, and also just as a way to get rid of enchantments or artifacts that our opponents may have. It doesn't necessarily do anything for the landfall, but bridges and things like that need to be got rid of if we're going to be able to attack in profitably. So Knight of the Reliquary, again pretty standard for any sort of landfall style deck. You can sacrifice one of your lands to go get a different land. We have plenty of forests and plains in the deck. 3 Renegade Rallier. Renegade Rallier, sneakily good in this deck. Anytime you crack a fetch, you get to then get that fetch back, so you can potentially get 4 landfall triggers in a turn with Renegade Rallier. It is a little painful, obviously, because you're cracking fetches and potentially shocking things in if you need to get extra mana or whatever. But it does mean that you can play a lot more on your turn. You can actually turn, turn 3 or 4, whatever this is, and crack a fetch, get the landfall trigger from everything, get all your landfall triggers, and then get to play an extra threat or an extra lightning bolt or whatever. So pretty handy, Renegade Rallier. Lands, pretty typical stuff here. Lots and lots of fetches. Quite a few shocks as well, and then of course the Horizon lands, just because you need to draw land sometimes. Work really great with Ramen Excavator as well. In the sideboard we have 2 Skyclave Apparition because we can. We have 2 Boil for the Amulet Titan style decks, and also Control, of course. 2 Veil of Summer for Control, 2 Scavenging Ooze, 2 Relic of Progenitors because Graveyard seems to be pretty important right now. 1 Ghost Quarter for Tron matchups, and also Control potentially. With Ramen Excavator, you can just kind of reuse Ghost Quarter over and over and over again. We only have 1, so it's not necessarily going to happen a ton. We've got 2 Field of Ruins, but definitely something you can do is you can just loop Ghost Quarter forever if you need to, so kind of handy. 2 Damping Sphere, again for Tron, Storm, things like that. Phyrexian Revoker just as a catch-all for Planeswalkers and other nasty effects. So yeah, so that's Naya Landfall. Without further ado, let's get to those games. Hello and welcome everybody. Let's play some Modern. We are on Naya Landfall, and we want another die roll. Let's see. This hand. We're gonna keep this one. There's a lot of fetches, which is certainly something we like. I think we are gonna crack one of these right away. I mean, not right away. We'll wait a moment. But yeah, we can start getting in with Brushfire Elemental next turn. Maybe not. Brushfire Elemental next turn. I wonder what we're up against with Swamp Inquisition. Some sort of 8-rack, perhaps? Perhaps? And they take the Brushfire Elemental here, so let's go ahead and get, I guess Temple Garden for green source. Tapped, and we're playing Fearless Fledgling. Ooh, Akum Hellhound. Yeah, I think we're still gonna play. We're still gonna play our Fearless Fledgling here. Add white, add whatever. It costs us 1 life, and we'll pass it back to our opponent. Let's see what they follow it up with. Mutavault. Okay, so this is the rack. Yep, here it is. Okay, so we're up against the rack. Pretty okay start, I think, as far as the rack goes. I also like that we have the Sunbaked Canyon. You know, we may not crack it for a little bit here. Ooh, Tireless Tracker. Alright, let's play this Hellhound. And, yeah, we're gonna play our Arid Mesa here. Always yield. Always yield here. We're always gonna want those things happening, and, let's go ahead and let's get in. I think we're not going to crack this here. This is a little greedy. Yeah, so, okay. Yes. So that is the correct decision there. Because now we can save that crack for Tireless Tracker next turn. Assuming our opponent doesn't do away with it. Pleasure Swamp. Now we do deal a lot of damage to ourselves, so we are going to have to be careful of that. We're also running low on cards. This Path to Exile is going to just rot in our hand for a while. So I guess we got that going for us. Smallpox. Smallpox. Okay. Okay. Well then. I guess we are going to discard our Path to Exile here, because it's our most useless card. We're going to sacrifice our Temple Garden, I think. Oh, well, I guess we could have Pathed the Akum Hellhound, but then we would have had to discard our Field of Ruin. I don't know. Maybe that was wrong. Maybe I should have passed. That was probably the correct thing to do. They gave up their Mutavault. Interesting. Okay. In this case, we're gonna crack this now. We're gonna go get our Temple Garden, number 2. Hello, Doom. Take a damage from the rack. Of course, we're going to draw a useless path. Hurt ourselves a little bit more to play our Tireless Tracker. Tireless Tracker is also really good here. Harder for our opponent to push it. Okay. That's a thing. That's a thing. I guess this Path to Exile might be useful after all. Never mind. Alright, so we're going to take some damage. We're going to take a lot of damage. This might be it for us here. This is 6 points of damage here, down to 7. Knight of the Reliquary. Okay. Oh, and we can't field a ruin our opponent. No! No! Okay. Alright, well, I guess what our option here is to crack our Sunbaked Canyon end of turn. After our opponent has done all their things. Are we gonna block this Nether Spirit? We might have to. Might have to. I don't want to take this damage. This is a spicy include in this deck. Why are we always up against the rack? I think we have to take it. I hope that this doesn't destroy us. Really need our opponent to play another Mutavault or something. That would be fantastic. Well, this costs us 1 life either way, though. Plays Swamp. So, no luck for us here. Plays Liliana of the Veil. Okay. Oh, they're just going to uptick. Okay. Okay. I guess we're going to sacrifice this to get a Rama of X. That's pretty okay if we draw exactly a land here. Oh, no, we're just dead. We're just dead. Never mind. Okay. The rack. We are up against the rack. Okay. So, I think Skyclave Apparition is a thing. Veil of Summer. Definitely a thing. Revoker maybe. They do have a couple of Planeswalkers that are obnoxious. What are we taking out? It seems like they actually might have some creatures, but Lightning Bolt seems to hit them okay, so I think we'll take out our paths. Because Lightning Bolt can also go to face, can also go to walkers, so Lightning Bolt I think stays in. Atarka's Command, maybe? I'm thinking maybe an Atarka's Command, and Remnant Excavator is going to be real good. Courser, also. Well, yeah, Courser's good because of life gain. Knight of the Reliquary could be good. Renegade Rallier really good. Maybe we just take out a couple little creatures. Tireless Tracker's good. I think maybe a Knight of the Reliquary. Like, they are making us discard stuff, but generally not lands, maybe? And then maybe we just take out, like, a Hellhound and another Geopede. Try it like that. This is probably wrong. Oh, I should have brought in Skoos. Yeah, life gain seems relevant here. Okay, well, this is a hand of magic cards. So I think we keep it. We don't have any of our hate pieces, I guess. But what you gonna do? We're gonna play Horizon Canopy. We're gonna play our Step Links. And watch as everything else in our hand gets Inquisition / Thought Seized. Here we go. Inquisition. Taking the Brushfire Elemental. One choice. One choice. Sure. Not a land, please. Any non-land. Veil of Summer. Veil of Summer is very good here. Always yield. Let's get in. Attack. And we'll crack this now. We will go get... What do we want? I don't know that it matters. I guess we'll get a Stomping Ground tapped for now. Hit our opponent down to 16. Veil of Summer very well may save our life here. Just gotta hope our opponent targets us with something. I also wouldn't mind if they played like an Urborg so we can Field of Ruin something. That swamp over there is not doing our Field of Ruins any good. Come on, opponent, what do you got? What do you got? Plays Mutavault. Like that. Mire Triton. What? Death Touch. Mire Triton enters the battle card. Mill 2 cards and you gain 2 life. Okay. Interesting. What is this? I mean, I guess it's a blocker that we can't do anything about unless we draw our bolt here. Renegade Rallier. Do you like Renegade Rallier? I guess. I don't know what we do here. We're going to play our Field of Ruin. Unfortunately, we can't attack because our opponent has Death Touch. I guess the Geopede could be useful sometimes. What we may do if our opponent does not target us with anything is that we may Field of Ruin. No, we can't Field of Ruin and crack Rising Canopy, can we? I don't know what we're going to do. Okay. Urborg. So we do have Field of Ruin targets. I do like that. Oh no, we can't go get our forest. We only have 1 forest. Okay. Gotta be mindful of that. Opponent's getting in. Must have Wrath? Yeah, no blocks. This must be a Wrath. Thoughtseize. Okay. Well, here we go. Draw on a Brushfire Elemental, not too shabby. Second Mire Triton. Okay. So not a Wrath. Why this card? There's other cards that have Death Touch. I mean, I guess it gains them life too. Is that relevant? Doesn't feel relevant against us. Well, I mean, I guess we're kind of an aggro-ish deck. Okay. Well, I guess let's play our forest and play Brushfire Elemental, leaving up the red-green, like the old TV show. Yeah. So we have our Brushfire Elemental, can't be blocked by creatures of power 2 or less, which includes this Mire Triton. We get in for 1, yay! Yay for us. Next turn, we can crack our Horizon Canopy and get it back with Renegade Rallier, or get it back another Brushfire Elemental. which might be relevant actually. So we need our opponent not to have another not to have another Thoughtseize effect. Don't know why I said it like that, but I did. I'm taking it back now. Another Mutavault for our opponent. Would really like to Field of Ruin that. I guess we could Field of Ruin next turn and Renegade Rallier. Let me see. Because it'd be 2. No, we couldn't. That's not enough mana. Not enough mana. I mean, these Mire Tritons definitely make things interesting. If we can get this Renegade Rallier down, though, with Revolt activated, seems pretty good to have 2 Brushfire Elementals. Liliana of the Veil, okay. It's not too scary at the moment. Ticking down. No, I'm going to tick up, okay. Each player discarding a card. I guess we'll discard this Stomping Ground, because we don't have any other white sources besides Horizon Canopy. And we'd like a white source. Discards Wrench Mind. Interesting. Feels like that does not bode well for us. They're just straight up discarding. Oh, that's good. Okay. Show. I forgot we can just like add black. That's kind of nice. So let's pay 1 for that. Draw a card. What do we draw? Fearless Fledgling. Okay, well in that case, I think we're going to play Sacred Foundry untapped. Always yield, please. And then we're going to play Renegade Rallier. For the values. Yeah, we're just going to get another Brushfire Elemental here. Kill the Liliana. I guess our opponent could potentially have a removal spell, in which case Liliana lives. But that is true whether we get this Arid Mesa or another Brushfire Elemental. So I think we're going to get the body. Yes, please. I would like to do that. Brushfire Elemental, please, and thank you. Having the Bolt is nice too, because we can take care of one of these Tritons. Attack Lily, attack Lily. Opponent down to 1 card in hand. We will have to watch out for these Mutavaults. Our opponent could start getting in with those at some point here. Hoping that our opponent's last card is not just another Liliana. That would be kind of brutal. We also would like to keep this Lightning Bolt, I think. Activates a Mutavault. Activates a Mutavault. Okay. I think we are blocking a Mire Triton if they attack with it. Yes, they do. Okay, so yeah, we will block a Mire Triton. With this dies, and that's okay. We'll take our beats of 6. And then we have a Bolt for the second Mire Triton, and a Field of Ruin for the Mutavault. And hopefully a land for lots of damage. No. Okay. Can we do everything? I don't think we can. So we have to start off with Field of Ruin. Getting rid of a Mutavault. We will tap our Forest. We'll tap our Sacred Foundry. It doesn't matter, does it? Because we can only get 1 land here. Yeah, so it doesn't matter. So attack our Sacred Foundry. Just trying to think if I could play... Like, technically here, I could play the Fearless Fledgling. and then drop us down to 4. Alright, we're going to get in for a lot here. I'm assuming our opponent probably has some sort of removal spell. Attack all. Gotta have like a fatal push or something. No. No fatal push. Okay. Alright, well, we're going to hold up this lightning bolt for now, see what our opponent has. We should be mindful of things like collective brutality as well. Did not attack with the Mutavault, meaning they have something to play for 4 mana? Or they have a Wrath here. Wrath would also suck, and I think that means that we will take the 2. And I don't think we're going to play our Bolt, unless they just pass the turn. Raven's Crime. Okay. We will toss the Fledgling. And Bantus. Okay. Okay. That's fine. Because we have Bolt for Mutavault if we need to. And we have another Brushfire Elemental for this turn. We are low. We are low. And we do need to be mindful of that. Because our opponent could do terrible things to us here. We are not going to pay 2 life. So we are down to 1 card in hand, that 1 card being a Bolt. We'd love to throw Bolt at face, but I think Bolt is going to have to clean up Mutavault most likely. We'll see. We'll see. Problem is that right now... Oh, right, they don't untap. Forgot about that. I don't know about Bantu's Reckoning. Like, I get why you put it in the deck, but also just seems so brutal. Okay, well, we're only attacking for 1. But it's 1. Put it up to 2 cards in hand, up to 3 on their turn. Smallpox. Okay. In that case, I guess we have to bolt our opponent's face. Our opponent goes down to 3 here. So a land just does it for us? Yeah, we'll get rid of the Fledgling, because Brushfire gets bigger faster and can't be blocked by things like Mutavault. We'll, I guess, toss a Mountain. Activates Mutavault. Attacks in. Okay. I mean, any land here does it. Opponent's down to 2 lands themselves. We're down to 3 life. And there it is. There it is. Okay. Begin sideboarding. Alright, interesting. So our opponent brought in some more creatures there. I don't know that that means we bring back our paths. I think we just rely on our bolts still. Maybe. Question is, do we like Revoker? So I think I do, because Revoker can also hit... No, it can't hit Mutavault. But does do Liliana, which can be pretty annoying. I think we just run it back. Actually, let's take out a Sepling, so let's bring in a Path. I'm terrified of those Death Touch creatures now. They got me. They shook me. I'm shook. Alright. Chooses not to play first. Of course. Okay. Yeah, this is pretty okay. We are going to take a little bit of pain here on turn 1. I wish we could save fetch land for our Renegade Rallier, but I think we just gotta go. And I think we'll get a Stomping Ground. Untapped. And let's play the Akum Hellhound. One of our newer creatures here from Zendikar Rising. Urborg. And Raven's Crime. Right now, I think the Fledgling is worth more than the Renegade Rallier because we don't currently have a way to activate Renegade Rallier. That's my thought. Oh, we'll probably draw a fetch land next turn and be real sad. But also that's not the end of the world either. Skyclave Apparition. Okay. Alright, let's put Temple Garden here. Untapped, unfortunately. Yep, always yield to that. Let's go to combat. Attack in with the Akum Hellhound. And we'll play our Fearless Fledgling. Do have to be mindful our opponent is running the Wraths, Bontu's Last Reckoning, and whatnot, so we don't want to overload the board with creatures, but we've got Skyclave Apparition. What else do you need? Plays a Mutavault. We will 100% Field of Ruin that next turn if we are able to do so. Is this Smallpox? Smallpox sucks. Okay, Rack. Rack is fine, mostly because we have Skyclave Apparition. We won't be able to play it next turn, which is unfortunate. I always yield to that. Not too much we're going to be able to do about it for now. Ramming Up Excavator, that's real good too. Do we just play that? Well, no, because this turn doesn't do us anything. So next turn we want to play this one and we can actually play a land from our graveyard. So always yield. Make our little birdie bigger. Begin combat! Attack, attack! If our opponent activates Mutavault, we're going to bolt it. And save up our Field of Ruin. Pleasure Swamp. Bontu's Last Reckoning. In that case, oh, this doesn't come into play tap, so I don't know that matters. But we do want a white source. Actually, cancel. Okay, we need to let that go. Let it happen. We don't want to give our opponent extra mana. Yep. Nothing there. Nothing to see here. Okay, now we're going to sacrifice Field of Ruin. This does give our opponent an untapped source, which is unfortunate for sure. We are going to get a Plains. Kind of undoes some of the work there from Bontu's Last Reckoning, but I think it's worth. Okay, so we're going to play Excavator. We get to play a Wooded Foothills out of our graveyard. We're going to crack it right here, right now. We are a little worried about. We're gonna grab our mountain. That's what we're going to do. We're a little worried about this rack, because we didn't play Skyclave Apparition this turn, which could be a mistake. Could very well be a mistake. Maybe we should have done that. I don't know. We'll find out when our opponent thought seizes our Skyclave right out of our hand. Second rack. Okay. Look at this kitty. Look at this kitty. She doesn't want you to look at her. So down. What are you doing? Okay. Alright. I feel good now. They do have double racks, which is unfortunate. But we're going to Skyclave a rack. Because we don't need to. Well, it doesn't matter. Our opponent stepped out. So let's take a rack. Let's go ahead. I don't know. I guess let's play our Field of Ruin. No, we shouldn't have played we should have played a fetch land. It's terribly wrong. Terribly wrong. Get in. I was like, oh, what if they have another Mutavault? But that gives us like a whole nother turn to Field of Ruin that, because it doesn't have haste. It doesn't have haste. Alright, let's hope our opponent can't do anything about all of our little fun creature buddies. Really? Really? Alright, well, nothing we can do about that, I guess. Wouldn't mind another Renegade Rallier here. We are down to 11. Sacred Foundry. Oh no. No, oh no. Okay, well, I guess we're going to play out Revoker here. Nameling Liliana of the Veil? Liliana of the Veil. And then we will pass it back to our opponents. I don't know what we're going to do. We may have to bolt this illusion just because we can't afford to take any more damage, but that also gives us more damage for the rack. So I don't know. Really don't know. Like, maybe we just take the one, save the bolt. Because if our opponent attacks, we get to attack him for 2. And then we can save the bolt to go to face. So maybe we just let the illusion live? Especially because our opponent doesn't get to untap here. No attacks. Okay. So then do we bolt the illusion? No, because we can bolt it on our turn if we really want to. We've got so much land. Yep, down to 10 from the rack. Path to exile. Okay. I think we gotta bolt it. Yeah, because I think we need to start dealing damage to our opponent here before they start doing terrible things. And we're just gonna sit here and stall out if we don't do anything else. So, yeah, I think that's the right play. Obviously, we'd love to throw Bolt to face. We'd love to keep cards in hand. But I don't think we could just sit around and wait against this deck here. All those Bantu's Last Reckonings have really messed us up. That's for sure. Wrench Mind. Okay, well, we cannot discard an artifact card. I guess if we had kept Phyrexian Revoker in hand, that would have been a thing. But I don't think it was wrong to play Revoker. I think we needed a threat, and right now we just don't have any, so... I don't know. Shrieking Affliction. Okay. Okay. Well, Our opponent also has 4 cards in hand. At this point, we're going to sacrifice Field Ruin because I don't want to... I think we need to lessen our land count. Doesn't actually mean anything at all, probably. But it's one less land to draw. We have one more basic. Grab our snow-covered forest. And I guess pass it back to our turn. We lose 6. Down to 4. Could use some life gain. Could use some life gain. So let's see. 3, 6. Oh, jeez. Next turn, we are almost certainly dead because it steals 2. This steals 3, so we are just dead. Ugh, so close, so close. Because we can deal 6 here. That's if our opponent can't do anything else, right? Anything in the... No. That is it. That is it. Because this is going to deal 2. This is going to deal 3. That is 5 damage. So that is all she wrote. Yeah, because this is all we can do right here. Is the Tarkus command. Deal 3 to each opponent. Creatures you control get +1/+1. We get to deal 6 damage and then die. Our opponent has to do literal nothing. And we are dead. So, GG, well played opponent. That is the rack for you. See ya in the next round.